Hey, how you doing? I'm Adam,
I'm Darren.
and today I'm very excited because we are going to talk about art. The theme, the focus, and the subject of the day is art. And over to you.
Well, guys, just to give you a quick bio, I'm an illustrator from the UK. I graduated at university with an illustration degree. I also have a HND in fashion and costume design, and I moved to Japan because I was insanely inspired by obviously anime and a lot of Japanese artists. And I studied art in Japan at Kodansha, which is like a company, for about 3 years. And yeah, I'm on and off with my art, same as Adam 3 in the building. You know, we've got family and stuff like that, so we're very busy. But yeah, thanks, Adam.
Yeah, I've studied art my entire life, and as previously mentioned, I suffer from amnesia because I've worked really hard at it, endless hours, endless days and years of working at it, and I achieved certain levels of success, like won awards and had my work, like a few examples. I've done t-shirts for John B, t-shirts for Localized, MC Cards, and TNT. And
Your Marvel stuff as well?
Marvel, yeah, I've worked with Damian Scott, aka Mosh, on Deadpool. I've worked with Sigmund on like various projects just for fun, but over the years, just like jamming together. Eric Larson, tried, submitted a lot of comics to Eric Larson, but actually I've submitted a number of comics to Image Comics, but I've received a lot of rejection.
Just to interject you, we had a really long depth conversation yesterday, and Adam, are you going to show me that particular illustration?
Which one?
The Hulk.
No.
Skip that out.
Yeah, so the reason we're actually making this is we just started talking yesterday, and I'm like, oh yeah, you're into art, I'm into art, and we just went down a rabbit hole and said, hey, why not make this into a podcast? Yeah. And part of the reason is I've had people ask me to talk about this and present it, because I'm usually talking about movies or music, and it's fun, but art is from the soul. Real art is from the soul. So as I said, I think I suffer from amnesia because I've done a lot of art projects. What else? Painted the 4 walls of Gravity X, the gym in Omote Sando. That sticks up my mind because it's really good. Sorry to say, but it's good. I did it, and I can say it's good because I produce most of my work. I think is garbage. Well, like garbage buys. It's like, you know, I don't know. I do a lot of art, and it's like, that's wrong with it. That's wrong with it.
That's the artist's problem, is self-critiquing.
Yeah, but isn't it cool when you come out with a piece and you're like, damn, I made that. And what's even better is you make a piece and you forget about it, and then you see it years later and you're like, damn, god damn.
I could have done better, kind of thing, or you could have made it.
Oh no, I think sometimes when you see a piece that you've done, you're like, damn. Like yesterday, I saw his portfolio, which inspired the talk, which inspired the podcast, and damn, this guy's good, man. He is good. And so then we start talking about the dark side of the force, about jealousy and
envy
and these. And what the reason I talk about it is I teach my students is we all have negative emotions, but how to take that negative and flip it into a positive. And I have a tendency to ramble and talk too much, so I'm going to stop talking and just pass it over to you.
No, Adam, I want to touch on that subject because me and you had a really good debate about, like, as an artist, when you see other people's work, do you get envious? Do you get jealous? And what do those feelings, how do those feelings make you as a better artist, right? So, as you know, we have Instagram and social media and stuff, and there's so much amazing, sick art out in the world. And obviously, as an artist, everybody's got different styles. Adam has got his style, I have my style, and we both respect each other's work. But if I see somebody that does pen and ink that is way, way better than my work, I'm like, bro, I wanna do better than you. And that pushes me into this very kind of like highly motivated kind of frame of mind where I just want to really like make my work more intense than the next person's work. But as Adam pointed out to me yesterday, I think you were teaching the students about like being jealous and envious of other people's work, right? It can go the dark side of the force.
Yeah, what I did in the class was I said, okay, who here, the reason I brought it up with the students is because I had a student ask me, like, are you jealous of that person's work? And honestly, I can't remember the last time I was jealous about art. Not that I think I'm good. I really don't. I'm most critical about my own artwork, but I stopped being jealous of art a long time ago. And I kind of wish I was a bit more jealous because maybe I'd have more of that drive. I seem to make other artists jealous, and then they get inspired to make work, and it just inspires me to make more work. But it's okay. What I told my students, I said, okay, class, who gets jealous of other people's artwork? And then like the hands went up, and the and I'm like, okay. So what you see the artwork, the finished product, and you're jealous of that. Try to be jealous of endless hours of work. Try to be jealous of countless rejections. And then I have a slide where I show successful artists that everyone knows, like movie writers and artists, and then how many rejections they went through to get there. And then they're like, oh, I see. Because try to be jealous of that. Everyone's jealous of the success, but not all the work it took to get there. Be jealous and get involved in doing that.
Just of late, I've been watching a lot of documentaries on graffiti, Star Wars, and going back to even now. I mean, but back in like the 80s, like you'd have graph writers that it's a war for those guys. Somebody would put a really nice piece up, and then a guy called Caps. He used to do burners and like bomb people's work all the time, right? And it's just because of jealousy, right? So with graffiti art, it's all about like, oh, this guy did this piece higher, taller, this more dangerous. It's all about prestige, right? And putting your name, your tag, and your work in the most craziest places. There's a place in Mexico, right? And it's this bridge, Adam. And it's like, well, if you fall, you're dead. Right? But these Mexican graffiti artists are it's just absolutely, it's madness, bro. And it's like, graffiti is its own genre, its own world. And this kind of brought me on the point that Adam brought up about being envious. And I think like with graffiti writers, it's all about like, that guy's work's amazing, I'm going to do better. So it's a positive thing versus more like a negative thing. And I think most of the artists that we've picked today, of course, I'm envious and jealous of their work because it's way better than my shit, right? But it's a good thing because you get inspired by good work, right?
So remembering back to when I was jealous is when I was a kid, and in elementary school, we put our pictures up on the wall, and I remember always looking at the girls' artwork and going, damn, how did they do that?
Yeah.
How did the girls do that? Like, girls seem to have this innate ability, and then it's like, whatever, and they just put, the way they lay the flat colors down, and the colors would pop. And I remember as a kid, like, I thought, okay, my mom said I'm good, so I have confidence, I'm good. And I put my artwork up, and I look at mine, and look at theirs, and go, there's something wrong. And even as a young child, I was always trying to figure out, that's why I teach my students too, is when you see something that looks good, you see a man or woman, you think they look hot, always go to why. What is it about that? And I will touch on this when we get to our artist countdown. Right. The why. It's very interesting. So you see a hot woman, sexy woman, or a guy, or whatever you're into these days. Ask yourself, what is it about it? What is it about the dimensions, the color, or this piece? Try to be a scientist and figure out what exactly is it that makes it look good. But I don't really feel jealousy. kind of wish I did. But the one thing that does fuel my fire, though, is, especially when I was DJing, is the no. Like, I have this project I would like to present. Would you publish this? No. Oh, it burns. And one thing I've learned is how to take, I think comes from the Sith. I don't know. But taking that no, and it's a fire, and then hanging on to it. This is counterintuitive. But when I create, maybe I don't recommend this technique, but when I create, I remember that no, and I kind of, oh yeah, and I just get it out of my system through the art or through the music, some form of creative expression, even martial arts, right? A good kiai in karate, but taking that no, and Prodigy, as I mentioned yesterday, Prodigy is a song that I love. One line they have, this: people like you fuel my fire. People like you fuel my fire. So it's taking all the negative and making it positive. Make it. I think I've heard the same thing with athletes who break down. The coach is like, "You're pissed off? Good. Use that energy to a positive way, and then you win."
I think in my case, during my time in Japan, I've applied for, even before I came to this company that me and Adam work at, I think I got rejected in total, in my 16 years, maybe 30 plus companies. But before I joined this company, I was with a recruiter, and what they do is they send your portfolio to like many design studios, and this was for VTubing, right? So that's designing anime, kind of like VTuber. It's really popular now on YouTube.
What's a VTuber?
A VTuber is like when you get like...
For those who don't know.
For you non-otakus out there, Weebo.
Is that like Twitcast?
Yeah. Right. So basically what VTubing is basically when you use an animated figure to present something. And that basically, they're normally like kind of anime-esque designs, and what you do is you basically design the components of the face, the eyes, the what they're wearing, and you basically separate these files, and then you export them into a software program called 2D Live, and you do what's called rigging, and you have to rig everything so you make the eyes move and the face move. Yeah,
I see.
But one company actually loved my artwork, and it was non-VTuber. But the only problem was, and Adam can probably agree with me, my Japanese sucks. So that was the only thing, like for me and Adam, that probably lets us down, is our Japanese ability. Because if we could speak fluent Japanese, I'm fairly sure that Adam would easily walk into a design studio, and myself included.
Thank you. I've heard that so many times.
Yeah, we
get the
rejection.
Japanese. Get the Japanese.
Nihongo wakanae yo.
Yeah, I had a friend of a friend at Capcom, right, Street Fighter 2, and I called him up. The first and only question he kept repeating, "How's your Japanese?" Yeah. It's like, yeah, but how is your Japanese? So, okay, point taken. So, anyway, moving on. So you had an idea for today.
Yeah.
What's your idea?
For my top 5 or
top 5.
Yeah.
So he had an idea. Let's do a top 5 favorite artists.
Yeah.
Favorite artists, artworks, and wow, that's impossible.
In theory, we could have called this our top 5,000 artists, because you could literally pick 5,000 artists, right? If I really had time and going through Instagram or Pinterest or whatever, right? But these are my top 5 artists that I would possibly say have influenced me the most. And in the top of my hard drive, I always revert back to these people, because these artists, because they're the ones that kind of stick out the most. And can I start off with the first one? Should you want to do tag team?
I have.
You want to go first?
Not necessarily, but I have like I'm making a list, and then I realized I have a lengthy list. I could say honorable mentions.
Oh.
Honorable mentions. So could I just run through my honorable mentions without too much explanation? So first and foremost, number one in the realm of inspiration and passion is Johnny, the Spilt Ink.
Spilt Ink.
Relentless passion. I've had the privilege to work with them on like live paintings and doing the Garbage Pail Kids, like, and doing cartoons for them. And hands down, number one passion. Okay, best oil painter, local, Naomi Awan. She did my portrait, and she's running a gallery. And please, for the love of God, keep painting. She is so damn good at painting, but she's like, she's organizing other artists, but she's great. Sophie Theriault. These are artists that I've had the opportunity to work with, and she's amazing figure drawer. Troy Stanley, back in New Brunswick, our homegrown province, best designer, hands down design wise. Sean Larkin, he's, I wouldn't say jealous, but when I saw his drawing, I was like, yeah, I give up. He's so damn good. Like, just draw. He wakes up, I think it's like 5 a.m. and draws 1 hour, first and foremost, every single day. So drawing is like, you have to, as soon as you stop drawing, your skill goes, you got to keep at it. It's one of those things, and then you stop drawing, and you think you're good, and you go back to it. And who else do I have on my list here? Honorable mentions. I think that's good enough for honorable mentions. Over to you. Let's go.
Yeah, man. So, obviously, as a child growing up, I'm a child of the 80s, and obviously, when I was young, I saw a movie called Aliens, starring, obviously, Miss Sigourney Weaver. And as a child, it scared the living hell out of me. And later on in life, when I went to art college and school, obviously, we're talking about our friend H.R. Giger or Geiger.
Geiger.
Yeah. Tomato. You know that people pronounce it differently, right?
Yes. Yeah. What is it correctly pronounced?
I think it's Giger.
Giger.
Because he's from Austria, right?
Giger.
No, Switzerland. I can't remember.
Somewhere around
Switzerland or Austria is one of those EU countries. But obviously, Aliens franchise without Giger, there's no Aliens. And what Fox did to him as well, Fox really shoved the knife into Giger.
How?
I think there was some litigations, or that they stole a lot of his work. He didn't get recognized for a lot of the stuff.
That's okay. When I was,
you know about that?
I don't know about that, but Gremlins. You remember the movie Gremlins, that lovely Christmas movie? When they feed them after midnight, and they go into the cocoon, like Giger. Giger Geiger. That's like, that's Giger Geiger's work. Like, when you see the cocoons, because his bar, like the way he does the bone structure, and I think that's his work. And then I asked like fans of his, not sure, check the credits, he's not in there. So maybe that was I don't know. But his work is so recognizable. Like you see it, you're like, boom, it's like, Giger Geiger.
It's, apart from, I'll try, because this podcast can go on for years, months, millennia. We could talk about this stuff, but his artwork is just out there. It's just wild.
What's wrong with this guy? When you see his work, you're like, something happened to him. He's just, he's consistent. That's what's really interesting. Like,
he's just, I just love it. I just love like the monotone kind of feel, the darkness, the lightness.
His work seems to have like a sound. You can almost hear the gears grinding. It's very industrial. So
industrial's a very good word. Yeah. Like I said, without Giger Geiger, I don't think Aliens would ever exist. The whole franchise, and I think out of respect to Giger, if they're doing it because I know they're going to do another Aliens movie, but they need to really recognize him at the beginning of the movie and put respect on it to Giger, then the credits start. That's what they should do. Right? All right. Second.
Oh, hold on. Let me mention.
Oh, those are,
Pass. Okay. I've had the honor of having great art teachers, and one thing I really, really regret in my life is not being giving back to the teachers, because they've all a lot of them have passed away. And one is Peter Salmon.
Well, respect to you, man, for mentioning your art. Yes.
He was amazing. Like he would just talk and talk and talk in class about life, and I would just sit and draw comic books. But oh yeah, I think I can show you some of his work here. So we're gonna clicky clack on the computer so we can show him at the same time. So Peter Salmon's work looks like that.
Oh yeah.
So he's painting realistic. He did a lot
That's
of
beautiful. Is that watercolor?
I think he likes oil.
Oil.
A lot. Oh, I can click the screen like this so I can have it on that side. Hey. He did a lot of signs and realistic painting. I'll click up on the screen here somewhere so you can see. But in his exhibition, the last exhibition I saw of him, he did something interesting, and that is incorporate. How can I describe this? Multi-point perspective. So a human eye, we can see like almost 2 points of perspective. Oh, 3. Wow. Okay. But when you're looking around, you can see 6 points, and he would paint in like 6 points of perspective. So you're looking up at the painting, and then you're looking down, and it's like it's not like it's a flat surface. It's like you're looking through a window, and you could see. And he would play with that, and so many other things. He would just take like everyday life, like a skidoo, and then paint it so it looked really real. But he's just such a real guy, and I just wish I had. I miss him. That's it. Okay, over to you.
I mean, just looking at Peter's work, the light balance is amazing.
And the colors. The
and your eye like rolls around, from like here.
Yeah.
I think
he was a master of it all. Yeah.
To me, Adam, that looks like a watercolor. I think that's watercolor because amazing work.
Well, he taught us oils and. And watercolor and inks and everything. He taught us like the foundations of.
But that frosting on the frosting on the bark and stuff is amazing. It makes that pop, right?
Yeah.
It does make you feel like you're in Canada.
Yeah.
Okay, second picture for me. I think Adam noticed this straight away. This is a painting by John Everett Millas called Ophelia, which is taken from, I think, a William Shakespeare play. And it's a woman that's basically committing suicide in a lake. Would you...
Lovely!
Yeah.
Great. So why is she doing herself?
That's the thing I don't actually know, but it's very... I don't know, it's like death is beautiful. Like, do you know what I mean? Now, this painting... I had the honor and privilege of seeing this at the Shibuya Bunkamoda Art Gallery, where they have many exhibitions. It's across from Don Quixote, the one in the corner.
Yeah.
And again, why do people go to art galleries? Because you cannot really look at artwork from a book or the internet. It's not the same as seeing it in a visual form, like from you viewing it. Right?
Size. That's one thing I'll touch on later.
This painting here, this Ophelia painting, is actually quite a big painting. In meters, I would say it's about 3 meters by 3 or 4, and it's all oils. But when you look at the picture on the internet, you can't really grasp it. But when you see it in person, the grass and the details and the flower and how he's like layered the oils from dark to light, the contrast is just mind-blowing.
Wow.
That's all I have to say on that one. Adam?
Yeah, okay. Next one is one of my favorite art teachers who really taught me how to enjoy painting, let's say the joy of painting.
Happy Trees.
Bob Mother in Ross, man. Bob Ross! Come on, let's go. Bob Ross, man. Yeah, and the reason being, I've learned so much about like oil painting from Bob Ross. I watched him as a kid, and I watched the show. Okay, that's how you do it. And then I get the, I was trying watercolors, whatever. And then I realized, oh, this is actually really, really, really difficult. And he would jam pack a painting complete in like 20, 25 minutes.
It's crazy, man.
And it looks really good. And he's just like, you just like happy accidents. Oh, there we go.
Clouds.
And he just makes a fucking masterpiece in a short period of time.
It's insane.
And I remember in art school, we had to do a report on an artist. And Amy in the class said, I'm going to do Bob Ross. And we're like,
That's so arrogant.
Bob Ross, that's not real art. And it took me like a long time to realize, no, he's the real deal.
Yeah,
he just happened to be on TV. So he's blending in, being a television celebrity and an artist. And then, you watch a documentary on him and it just goes on. He's got 3 of every single painting. He's got the warm-up, the one he did on TV, and then you do the real one. And none of them are sold. They're all in a warehouse. It's just wild. And yeah, his iconic afro, and he is kind of like, in my mind, like a saint, because you watch the news, you're inundated with negativity, fear, hate, paranoia, politics, all this, and then you watch Bob Ross, and he's like, it's about love, man. That's what it's all about.
It's perfect ASMR, kind of like, if you've got sleep, if you're deprived of sleep, just watch a Bob Ross video and you'll just flat out fall asleep, man.
Yeah. It's like, here's life. Okay, over to you.
Just talk a little bit more about Bob Ross. I think Bob Ross was actually he was a US pilot. He was in the US military. And I used to watch his stuff. If you're an art student, you know what happens in art school, right? I can't talk about it here, but everybody watches that guy. And I used to love how he'd get his paintbrush at him, and he'd do the background first, like with these massive, and then he gets his palette out with his oils, and he just puts it, and then he scrapes like snow off it. How he does it, if I try to do that, it'll look crap. But how he does it, it's just perfect.
But what's interesting when watching his show is he would say, don't worry about this and don't worry about that and just go like this.
Mistakes.
But every once in a while he'd go, now listen up, this is really important. For example, one thing, because you're like, wait. He said something is important. And for example, one thing is your horizon line.
Yeah.
So your horizon line, if it's like that, it just blows the painting. And you're like, okay, so now and then he's like, this is important, cue in for this. But for the most part, it's just
happy mistakes.
And yeah.
But yeah, he's a true inspiration. I think Pop Toys made a figure of him. You can buy. Pop Toys. They do all the characters, Marvel, everything. But you can buy a Bob Ross figure.
Yeah,
you should get it.
They made cheer
with his massive afro.
Yeah.
But yeah, quickly as well before I go on to mine. During the 80s and probably the early 90s, there was a lot of celebrity artists doing art shows, and you don't see that anymore. It's sad, isn't it?
Well, the sad truth is Bob Ross stole his shtick from another guy who we don't know of. I can't remember his name, who has actually started doing that kind of show. And Bob's like, I think I can do that a little better. Yeah. And then Bob, like so many great things, it took it and just made it his own. So
in the UK, I cannot mention one guy. I don't want to talk about on this channel. I'll tell Adam off camera. But he used to do cartoons of Looney Tunes.
Sounds
Warner Brothers.
Oh, gross.
And then another guy was a really good guy. Was called Tony Hart. He was a big inspiration because they used to have after school. There was a program called Heartbeat, and Tony Hart was an artist, and they would do how to make craft and it's so inspirational. And I think kids nowadays, they need that kind of they need more art shows, right?
Sure.
Who knows? Adam could have his own art show in the future on TV.
Well, to see I've had requests for that because people want to see the process. Because like cooking shows, they would shop, and well, here's one we made earlier thing, and it's perfect. But to actually see the process, what is important and what isn't, I think it's interesting. I like watching people draw too, because it's so much of it is in your mind, and you watch someone draw and go, what the hell are they doing? And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, that's the masterpiece. Yeah.
My third one is by an artist called Sharaku, and he's famous for doing kabuki woodblock printing. So obviously I was inspired by a lot of Japanese culture, hence why I'm here, living here. And obviously you've got Hokusai, Kunamoshi, and Sharaku. So the reason why I like Sharaku's work is because it's such an iconic ukiyo-e woodblock print.
Whoa! Check the pronunciation.
So
Okay, one more time, please.
ukiyo-e.
Ukiyo-e.
So the history of kabuki is actually that originally in kabuki, which is a theatre play, they used to have women actresses in the theatre, but the naughty, drunk Japanese guys used to molest them and harass them. So what they did is they actually changed it all into men actors. Do you know that?
Was
It's
that
all
shame
men.
the same was true for Shakespeare, wasn't it?
Probably, yeah. So men in kabuki play women characters to stop like the harassment, right?
Interesting.
Yeah. And so kabuki or Sharaku, he was the kind of the early, and he'll know this, like, so you know, like you've got like back in the 90s, you'd have like a jungle rave, and you'd have flyers.
Yeah.
Those guys with the bucket and glue.
Yeah.
Putting posters up over the city, you know, there's an event on. And that's what Chirac was doing. He was making promo posters.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because it's woodblock prints.
Yeah.
So they'd make these prints and then they'd put like the prints everywhere. Yeah.
Wow.
Just to emphasize that, the Edo Museum, I think it's in Edogawa somewhere. There is a section of the history of kabuki. That's why I know so much about it. Adam?
Such a unique style.
Well, woodblock, bro. So it's
Yeah.
it's a print like an etching.
Yeah.
But can you imagine, like Hokusai's Great Wave is actually made out of maybe 9 or 10 blocks.
Yeah.
Because you do the first block, which is like
Like
the
a
outline.
silk screen?
Yeah, like a silk screen.
Next color?
Yeah, and then you put it on.
Okay. Wow, cool. All right, so I'm counting down to number 1. So next I'm going to say my number 4. I realize I have 50 of these people, but number 4 is an artist I've had the luxury of meeting and seeing and not really working with, but we've been in the same parties, I'll put it that way. Japanese fella. He goes by the name of Dragon76. I got to click him up, clickety-clack here on the screen so you can see him as well. This is his stuff here, boom.
Oh, yeah, sick, man.
And there he is. He does a lot of work in the States.
God damn.
Yeah, if ever I think I'm good, which I don't, I just look at his stuff and go,
I give up. Brushes down.
His work is, it got,
sick.
There's so much I could say about it.
I need to add this guy on Instagram. God damn.
It's an interesting balance of like rough looking industrial subject matter, but super clean layout and design.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Just check it out for yourself. Of course I'll be plopping these up on the screen. But he's like, he works like really large.
Stuff?
Yeah, he just did Wu-Tang, I think last week. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
It's
kind of good. Kind of good. Yeah.
Me and Adam were talking today, like, this is the very short show, like, but there's like a plethora of like artists that we could mention today, but it's just.
And if we haven't mentioned you, it's not because we don't love you.
Yeah.
It's just that we forgot about you because there are other people more important.
Big sugar.
I'm joking, of course.
But that's
there's so many great artists. Like I realize that's one thing. Like people ask me, like, do you ever get jealous of other artists? And like when I was a kid, and I thought I was the only artist in the world, I used to get jealous. But then I went to art school and realized everyone's much better than me, and it's endless. Like everybody should make artwork. There's no reason.
Don't give up either.
Don't give up. Don't give up.
It's
just
like
keep doing it.
It's like there could be like 10 artists in this room, right? And there's a company, right? And we submit our portfolios. The company are looking for a specific style, and they might not like mine and Adam's work, but they might like some other person's work that we might think is
crap,
shite. But this is what artists probably, you have to realize that companies are looking for specific criteria and styles.
Yeah.
And if you get rejected, it's not because your artwork shit. It's just the fact that your style doesn't fit their project, right? It doesn't fit their style of work, right? That's basically it.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you get rejected, like Adam's, no, just
Endless.
yeah, you just move on. You just move on to the next company. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of funny because I heard like various expressions. I heard that the walls are there to keep the people out who don't want it badly enough. And I said that to Eric Larson as he rejected another one of my comics, and he said, "No, it's what the publishers think is going to sell."
Yeah.
Fair enough. You make the money. You make the money. Selling art. Like, I'm just like, to be honest, like working, like talking with Eric Larson, it was just a dream come true. Like I've been a fan of his for 30 years. Since I saw his work, I'm like, wow, he's such an interesting style, and to be able to talk to him is like a reward in itself. Like really, I mean, so like always, I encourage my students to go to the why. Like, why do you do artwork? Is it because you want to look better than other people? A newsflash, we're all just flowers in a field,
We're
right?
all separate entities.
Yeah, it's like you just gotta do it. Okay,
Yeah,
over
man.
to you. Ding.
Yeah, man. Going on to my fourth picture. I don't think Adam will know this guys, but this guy is called Patrick Woodruff, who sadly passed away. He's from Cornwall in the UK, and he's a fantasy artist. Now, in Cornwall is famous for fantasy art. That's where it all started. The Stonehenge, witchcraft, kind of Lord of the Rings kind of vibe. And Patrick, I've got 4 or 5 of his books, and he was heavily into etching, which is basically getting silver plate or metal plates and etching, which is scribing onto the metal plate, and then you use different acid solutions, and you have to change the solution depending on what depth you want the acid to cut into the metal.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really technical. And what he'd do is, once he'd finished the etching, he would print them out, and then he'd go on top with watercolors and stuff like that. So this is one of my favorite ones because I'm a big Dragonfly fan. He did this piece with this kind of like massive mutated dragonfly and a massive snail. But like I said, I love all of his artwork. I'm just choosing one particular picture. But British fantasy artists are probably one of the best in the world.
Wow.
Yeah. Adam, over to you, brother.
Okay, like I said, there's so many great artists, like I forgot to mention. But so with the rise of the internet, multimedia, Instagram, we're able to see so many different artists. And I've been going through probably millions of artists. And there's one artist that has really stuck out to me. Whenever I hear like a great piece of music or great art, it's like Jesus. Going to the source of where everything comes from. And there's one artist, whenever I see her artwork, I always feel, it's kind of like I feel like I'm in a dream. Like I'll be flipping through, and I'll see one of her paintings, and she's just that good. So her name is Susan Abbott. She is from the States. Here, I'll click.
Are you gonna throw it, Adam?
There we go. Boom. So there's her work.
Okay.
Very simple, lots of scenery, but color selection, composition, and I keep telling her, because we chat a little bit, that I'd love to see her work in person, because seeing it on a phone like that big is one thing, but as Darren mentioned, seeing, like, when you go into a gallery, like, I love the smell. I want to smell the oil paint, like, and to see the size of it, because you see like a little person, it's like, that's a little person, but when you walk into a gallery, I'll get into another piece there, but anyway, Susan Abbott, amazing artist. Over to you.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Susan's work, and when you see this kind of work, you probably most people thinking that looks so simple and easy to do.
Very simple.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's actually insanely difficult because it's all about color choice and positive, negative, contrast. That is insanely technical.
I've taken my phone and like taken colors. Like, how is she getting that color? Because you think, oh, okay, I'll paint it to look like that. Like even with Bob Ross, right? the mixing of the color. You got to mix the colors.
Yeah.
And how do they arrive at that color? Because then when it dries, and then everything you add to it changes the color. But yeah, she is just like,
she's basically one of those artists that's just like got the color wheel locked in her head. Like you contrast your first, second harmonies and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And for all you artists out there as well, you have to study color science. It's an imperative, I think.
It's wild.
Because you need to understand how colors work, right, and how they what works. Because that's beautiful, man.
But also, it could be because I just realized now that a lot of our work is like country roads, take me home, and I'm from the country. I live in a very congested, crowded city, like Tokyo. It's a mega city. And then I see her work, and it's suddenly you seeing like roads that go off in the distance, and like fields, and so maybe that's part of the reason why I like her work. It's like, take me there.
This is kind of work that you'd see like in Starbucks or something like that. A coffee shop.
It's true.
It's perfect. For that,
Just like a nice. It's like minimal techno. It's just like nice ambiance. Anyway, okay. Over
right.
here.
This is a big topic. Rest in peace, Kim Jung-gi. So Kim Jung-gi is a South Korean artist, and he sadly died around 4 years ago in New York. He had a massive heart attack. He'd just done a show in Paris.
Too young.
And Kim Ji, man, there's just no words that can describe how of a talent this is. And if you do your research, this guy does live painting. He gets everything into perspective. He can draw like thousands and thousands of objects without any reference. Because if you listen to like these, if you check on YouTube his life history, you know, he'll go on. He actually used to draw girls in class, you know, like do like weird stuff. Yeah, he's a very weird guy. But again, there's so many of his live pieces, too many to mention. But one of my favorites is like he did a samurai version of Star Wars, you know that? He's doing like Darth Vader in like samurai armor. It's sick. He's done like, and his kind of like theory on perspective is that when you draw an object or anything, it's in a cube, it's in something solid. So he can do like fisheye angles. You know, fisheye perspective?
Yeah.
But he just draws it. Like, for me and Adam, we'd probably have to draw grid lines. Kim Ji just does it. It's bonkers, man. I can't. The guy's an alien. He's from outer space. Yeah. And obviously he's friends with Takada, who's a Japanese artist.
It's like Jack Kirby, like how he just like don't start, go.
Yeah. Like Adam's a comic illustrator. Without perspective, you need to study that in depth to do cartoon work. Kim Ji, same. It's just really sad that he's left the community. And before I jump off this subject, his books are expensive. And that's what pissed me off about the situation with Kim's work, is like he used to actually do a little illustration for each book. So there'd be like 300 copies, right? And he'd do it in the first sleeve.
Wow.
He'd do like an illustration, just a quick thing, right? Yeah. Sign it. But those books are insanely expensive.
Like how much are we talking?
If you want to go to your next topic,
okay. That's good. Okay, so when Darren said, okay, think of your favorite artwork, what would be the best one? So one that impressed me the most when I first saw it, my father took me one day to the Lord Beaverbrook Art Gallery in Fredericton. And Fredericton, back in the late 50s or early 60s, they forked over a whoop ton of money and bought a Salvador Dali painting. Let's see if I can find it here.
Everybody loves Salvador.
Okay, I don't have it here, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it. I'll put it up on the screen.
Yeah.
So this painting, what's it called? El Grande. It's about 13 feet high, It's the one with the horse. Who is it? Saint James, and he's on a horse, and it looks a little cheesy to be honest, but he's got Jesus in one hand, and there's like the dome of the sky. But what really impressed me when I saw it, so you walk in, and first of all, the piece is towering over you. It's 13 feet high, but everything is in perspective to where you are standing, and the horse is standing on the water. Behind the gallery is the Lord Beaverbrook water, and then he's holding Jesus, and in the direction of where he's holding the crucifixion is the big Catholic church is just across the field or the way. And so it actually lines up with what you're actually seeing outside the windows, and it's this beautifully rendered, like super realistic, but it's fantasy, and it feels like you're looking into heaven. And I think that single painting really struck me and impressed me. My father got a kick out of it. It's like, you really like that, do you?
My favorite is the tiger catching the pomegranate.
Oh, really?
That
Really?
You know the one with the big tiger and there's a big pomegranate.
Yeah.
The tiger's eating the.
So why that one?
I just love how it's all balanced, mate. It's. I was lucky enough to see a visual illusion exhibition again at Shibuya Bunkamura. I saw Escher's work. I saw Dali's work. There was some other French artists' work that did like visual deception kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Dali is just, I think, touched a lot of people's.
Have you seen the animation he made with Walter Disney?
I've seen the movie though, when the black and white thing he did. It's the crazy.
No, not the black and white. He made a 15-minute movie. If you look
really?
at it,
I didn't know that.
You think, the people who made Frozen they bit this one because it looks like some scenes from that. But it's Dali with the genius of Walter Disney and Dali. Yeah, they combined and they made. You can see it on YouTube for free, and it's weird. I love it. Okay. I'm just trying to think of other stuff to talk about. I think generally, for you people watching this podcast on YouTube, is look, art is for yourself. It helps a lot of people with a lot of anxiety, people that have like kind of mental problems. Art therapy.
Yeah. And if you're ever feeling down with your life, or art is something that I always go back to make me make me calm and tranquil.
Absolutely.
Adam gave me some good advice as well, because if you're an artist if you're an artist that is busy with life, and you've got kids and you've got work, and you say, I've got no time to do it, I've got no time. Adam gave me a good advice, was like, Darren, I go home and after my dinner, you do like 10 minutes, or you do work every day, right? Like in short bursts.
Short bursts. Yeah.
So like.
Yeah, all the time. Just chipping out.
If you're in that situation, I think it's really important that you keep putting pen to paper, right? Because if you stop and give up, and it happened to me, I didn't illustrate for like 3 years straight, man.
That's tough. The hardest part's getting back, because you're like, I remember being good, and then you do it, and you're like,
it's hard to get inspired as well.
Yeah,
your ideas.
I battle with that, because people think, I'm gonna wait till I'm inspired to make artwork. But in my experience, it's the opposite. It's you just do it, and then the inspiration comes because you're in spirit. The spirit comes when you start doing it. Like every morning, I wake up, do stretches, do push-ups, and I'm like, even this morning, I battled. This morning, just like a few hours ago, I'm like, I don't want to do my push-ups, and I'm like, shut up. In my brain, I'm like, just do your damn push-ups. And I'm like, okay, self. And I did it. And then it's like, and I just felt good. So it's the same thing with art. It's like, one trick that may be helpful is tell yourself, do 10 seconds. Just 10 seconds. That's all you got to draw. 10 seconds. And what happens, you're like, hey, this is pretty fun.
Yeah.
and you just keep going. So just start with that, just a little tiny bit, just do a couple push-ups.
Yeah.
And you get into it.
Small bursts.
But one thing I want to share, it's really gross, but since we're on the topic of, like you're saying about art and letting it out, is I saw a nasty train wreck right in front of me. I saw a guy get chopped in half by a train right in front of me, like as far away as the screen is. And I went home. I lived in a guest house in Suzuka, and I was in shock. I was like,
shit,
I saw a guy get chopped in half. What am I going to do with it? And I was like, blah, 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 blah. I was in shock. So what I did was, I went up to my room and I got paper and crayons and I drew what I saw about three or four times, like a kid. Like, it's just art therapy is, if you suffer trauma, just draw the scene and get it out. And it may come. You may not be able to make it look very good. That's not the point. But just draw. Everyone can draw. People say, I can't draw. If you can, you can draw. Just do it.
This is the thing about what people say. Like, people are like, I can't draw. I can't draw. Sure. Actually, drawing is a skill set that anybody can learn. But to become an artist, that's when it changes, right?
Now, how does it change?
In terms of like developing your own style. Anyone can draw a stick man.
Yeah.
But then if you want to expand on the stick man and make it like upgrade it, that's when you become an artist. So if I teach somebody who can't draw an apple, I'll just do a simple line drawing, they can do it, right? But then I can say like, well, draw this in your own style. That's when it becomes like an issue. Anyone can draw, but to become an artist takes skill. Does that make sense?